So we're gonna do a video on how to block the wigs. And this would be how you block a lace wig. You wanna make sure that you, sorry, we have people walking by. Blocking the lace wig. So you're gonna put the wig on the wig head and make sure it's wig head, wig block. Make sure that it's centered. And I put a big T-pin so that it won't slide back. I'm gonna put it behind the lace so that it doesn't cause any tears in the lace. So I will put this back here to keep it from sliding back. I'm gonna take the corners and we're gonna make sure we stretch those down. And I'm also gonna take one and pin it behind the lace to get these corners to stay in place. The very back of the wig where it stretches, you want to stretch it down. And pin that on both sides. So we've done this side. We'll do the same thing to the other side. This part, you need to stretch this in front. And here is the lace. We want to make sure we're pinning behind the lace so that we don't puncture the lace. But that will keep that stretched. So we're going to stretch the back down and pin on the bottom as well. So now we have our blocking tape. First, before we do that, I'm going to brush the little baby hairs of the lace. I'm going to brush those back out of the way. It always helps when the wig is wet. So even if you have to take a water bottle and wet the front down, this is going to be good for the lace anyway, because after someone takes a lace wig off, the lace is going to be stretched. So you need to wet it back down so that we can reshape the lace and make it dry flat. So I sprayed this down. I'm going to brush all of the little baby hairs out of the way to expose only the lace. All right, so now that that's done, I'm going to start in the center and get that lace flat. And we will pin down the lace with the little blocking pins. These are really fine blocking pins, so they won't put holes in the lace because they're super fine. And we're basically going to travel this along the lace all the way around, laying it flat and stretching the lace as we go so that the lace lays flat against the wig block. Right now it's kind of got buckles in it, so I'm going to pull that flat without tearing the lace. And I'm going to lay this tape as I pull and stretch. Lay the tape and pin. You want to use more pins than not, because the more pins that you use, the less points, like pressure points. If I just use one pin here, one pin, and one here, then these are tension points, and it causes the wig to shift and you can tear the lace. So the more pins you use all the way around, the wig is not going to shift. Thus, you have less likelihood of it ripping the lace. I'm actually going to take this pin out because I pinned this side here to keep it anchored, but now I can't stretch this lace the way I need to stretch it. So now I've taken that pin out, I can kind of move this around to get this where I need it to lay so that the lace lays flat. The most important thing is that the lace lays flat and not that the wig is stretched along the front. You definitely want to stretch it along the back because They have a tendency to shrink up on you as the fabric dries, and if you do it when it's wet, then the wig will stay stretched and it won't get super tight on whoever's going to wear it, so they'll be able to get their hair and everything under. It's getting kind of busy in here, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. It's getting loud. So I'm pinning as I go. Sorry guys. And I'm getting pin all the way around to the edges of the lace. So now I can go back and do the other side. The purpose of this again is to make sure that we're getting the lace flat underneath this little tape. And we're gonna wet this tape, spray it down one more time because it will reshape. And when it all dries, it will dry the lace flat. All right, and this little flap, you can just pin that out of the way because we've gotten all the way to the edge of the lace. Just pin this back. Then you can go back and put that pin back that you removed. You can put it back in after you've gotten the lace all blocked. So that's how you block the wig, a lace front wig.